ladies. Welcome to Black Girls Lit.
Where fine women, fine literature, and fine libations collide.
Step into the lit life. Black Girls Lit starts now.
Black women are so complex.
Hey, y'all. I'm Natasha.
I'm Leg.
I'm Steph.
I'm Star.
And welcome back to Black Girls Lit Podcast. And I'm going to tell y'all, coming together with this book club really does feel like coming home to me. Which is what we are doing today. We'll be talking about coming home, going home, what is home, and all that good stuff here with our family. I'm going to forewarn you guys. This book, we got to get into it. And I'm going to tell you straight up, there's going to be some spoiler alerts. Now, we try to tiptoe around things in most of our reviews because we want to, everybody may not have read the book. But there's some things that we have to get off our chest in this book. And if you haven't read the book, you may want to read it before, or if you're okay with spoilers, that's cool too. So we do suggest you still read the book. Yeah, it's going to be some spoiler alerts because we have to get into it with this book.
We're going on down through there.
Let me control my frustrations. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's start off with our cocktail. Go ahead, Lex.
Today, our drink of choice is gin, and we picked something strong intentionally because this book is a lot. But it is dedicated to Tasha's husband, Alvin. She has mentioned him several times on the podcast. So this one's for you, Alvin, the salty dog cocktail. So, ladies, we are Bombay Sapphire Gin is what is in this cocktail, as well as some fresh grapefruit, some sea salt, and it is garnished with a wedge. We don't have wedges on our glasses, but just know if y'all want to make it cute, you can rim it, you can garnish it, do what you will with it, but it is grapefruit and gin. So, cheers.
All right, ladies.
Cheers to the salty dog.
All right.
Yes.
Refreshing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I love a grapefruit. Oh, it's strong.
It's bitter, but also grapefruit is bitter and gin is bitter. So it's just a bitter cocktail. But it's
and we have a lot of bitterness within this book.
Bitter. Bitter. Need a stiff one.
I rather like it. It's giving me everything I need.
It speaks the star. It speaks the star. So let's get into the book, Long After We Are Gone. It is about Long After We Are Gone is 4 siblings returning home after their father's death to save their ancestral land, 200 acres known as the Kingdom. But the real battle isn't just over property, it's over secrets, shame, and survival. Each sibling carries a burden, hidden love, rage, and betrayal, and identity loss. The author is Terah Shelton Harris, a former librarian who now writes upmarket fiction with bittersweet endings. She's the author of One Summer in Savannah and Long After We Are Gone. She has received several honors for her books, including being named Target's inaugural author of the year.
Oh, wow. And I read One Summer in Savannah too. Actually, it's a good book too. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna start up with our ratings. How do we feel about the book? Just overall. Before we get into the details of it, we'll go ahead and go through are we cheers? Are we 3 stars on that sip? 2 stars on the babysit? Or are we sending it back with the 1 star? I'm gonna say.
What's Tasha gonna say?
What is she gonna say? I would say sip.
No.
I did like the book, but honestly, I was frustrated at some things. I mean, I did like the book. Maybe I'm gonna say sip. Okay. Maybe it's just because I can't all the time be for everything. Can't be 4 stars. She tries so hard not to cheers.
So here's the thing. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Or maybe, hey, this is how I feel. I feel like this type of story has been done before. Many, many times. I don't know if any of y'all have seen Greenleaf.
Yes.
But this was Greenleaf.
Yes.
In a book, basically.
Yes.
Like, I feel like
But
it was
Greenleaf had better character.
Yeah,
Kinda.
a little more development, but like basically it was the same shit.
Yeah.
Like it was very Tyler Perry-esque.
Yeah. It was giving Love and Hip Hop in Diggs, North Carolina.
Yeah,
honey.
and
Like,
so it's
what?
just like if you like that sort of thing, then this book would definitely be a Cheers. Like it did not leave any, like the drama was there, the sex was there. Everything was there. It was just very messy. But also, I just feel like it was a redundant story. And so for that, I'm going to give it a babysit. It was quite predictable, but then also very frustrating. I think I'm at a babysit for this one.
For me, I mean, it was a page turner because of the drama.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the drama, I'm going to go with sip because it was a continuation. Like, I got to know what's going to happen. But I agree. It has been a story that's we've read before. It's just a matter of what manner it is in and the development process of the characters, the stage, what era it was in. But I would have to say that it's a sip. It's not necessarily a Cheers for me, but a sip. It was, the drama kept me in where I kept reading just to see what was going to happen. I had a moment of reading what the book was about and each character, and I was trying to guess myself of what drama that they had. And I felt like I was close, but I was far away too at the same time. So we'll see how we get into it with these questions.
I have to agree. It's in between. It's definitely not a Cheers for me, but I am going to say it's in between a sip and a babysit. The babysit because the same thing that you guys are saying. Like, been there, done that, toxic. Got it. Check.
For sure.
But it's the movie or the series that has all the bad acting in it, but you're so invested in the storyline that you have to keep watching week after week is what gives it the sip. Like, dog, I want to put this book down, but what they gonna do next? Because it's so much drama. So that's where it's kind of in between for me. But more definitely sip because I had to. Once it got to that point, I was like, well, I have to see what's going to happen now. Yeah.
Exactly. You're absolutely
for
right.
sure. But yeah, we're definitely
It was a ride.
gonna go on down through there. It was
a
ride.
Oh my God.
It was.
It was wild.
So let's get started, I guess, with the first pairing in question. Our first pairing, which is Bombay Sapphire Gin with raspberries and grapefruit and apples. So the fruit is an excellent pairing as it balances the juniper and citrus flavors in the gin. Let me know if y'all... Cheers.
Yeah, we just gin it. We just, okay.
The gin, y'all. The gin.
And gin still make you sin. That's what they.
And
That's
that's
what
what's
they
in
said.
this book.
Okay.
It's only appropriate, okay?
Not for nothing. I taste like the
It ain't
fruit
bad.
in the... I'm definitely getting like the juniper and stuff in the gin. Okay, but let me go ahead. Let me try it with some of these berries. Not for nothing. I almost like the gin by itself before I started eating it with the fruit.
No, I need the fruit.
Oh, do you?
I definitely need the fruit.
Oh, okay. What does that say about
Tasha,
me?
you're very telling.
Baby, gin tastes like alcohol.
Yes,
Like,
that's it. That is
you know,
it.
that's a lot. That's saying a lot coming from me because
Okay.
Gin tastes like cologne to me, personally.
The pairing is definitely a plus.
Yeah, I
The
like it
fruit
with the
is good.
apple.
Yeah, the
It's
apple
really
yes.
good with the apple.
Mm.
The grapefruit actually gives it.
Let me try it.
Yeah,
I'm going to try it.
it does for me. For me.
Baby, gin is hard.
Gin is hard. They're for grown-ups. Gin ain't for everybody.
No, the grapefruit does do a little something too.
All right, so let's discuss. How does the novel challenge or reinforce the ideas of homecoming and Southern identity?
Okay. Well, I will say, so when I was reading it, it made me think of, because my family does come from, my dad's family comes from Mississippi, you know, we actually do have land there and stuff. I think like out of like the 7 siblings, you had 5 of them that as soon as they could, they were out. They're like, well, we out of here. Now, they definitely will come back home, you know, to visit the parents, but we're never going to reclaim Mississippi as home. Because, you know, growing up when they did, you know, we know what Mississippi is. No, I'm out of here. Never looked back and never had any plans to. And then I do have, you know, like 2 uncles who that is, I mean, you know, they went off to war and stuff, but then they definitely came home and Mississippi was home and that's where they live. So I do like, I kept thinking of it from like that point of view. And I think there are a lot of people who did grow up in a certain time, like in the South, or have that sort of feel. Either it feels almost like either like they love it and they relate, hey, this is our home, this is where we belong, or they're like, I'm out of here, like, skip the South. I'm getting on the first thing flying and I'm never coming back sort of vibe. But I think there is just like a struggle, but I do still think that they do feel like it's home, but can it be home, but you really don't want to go back to? I think that's maybe.
I think it's because of the generations, because like you said, back in the day, this is what we had. So we embraced it as this is the family business. We have all of this acreage and we have to do stuff, where now everything changes. It's not necessarily we have a family business and the family is going to come and take care of it. Now people are moving on and up and out of life because we have so many opportunities and options in this day and age where they don't feel like they're restricted to just that life anymore. Where 50 years ago, 100 years ago, this is your life. When you were born, this is what you're going to do. Where now we're kind of at a place where we have a lot more freedom to make decisions on what we actually want to do with ourselves and our future, where that decision already was made for us when we were born, back then. I mean, their homecoming was a little different, like to make their father's casket and to bury them on the land. Like you hear of that. Mm-hmm. You do hear of that, but it's not as common as it was back then for me.
I just feel like the whole book, it was just very small town mentality. I grew up in Utah, but I definitely wouldn't say, like, yes, it was sheltered, but I feel like there's a difference between sheltered and like just small town mentality. At the end of the day, all these people were grown as hell. Grown. Why are we hiding? Why are we forcing ourselves to fit into these molds that we no longer fit into? Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Because of that small town.
Because mentality. Of like, it was just like, I feel like reading this, I was telling the girls, like, what time period was
I was just going to say that.
What time period are we in? Like, why are all of these things such a scandal? Like what's going on? So
I think
it was
it's the
just,
South, though.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what it is. And maybe as a West Coaster,
there is a lot of things it's the South. Like,
and
that's the way it is.
And you don't we have to uphold a certain way. And them being a small town, some of the things that they were doing is not acceptable, and you cannot show that no matter where we are in life.
But even as it came to like the family, it was like we talk about some things, but that we don't talk about.
There's
that.
parts
like,
of the South that I still don't are very much like they're unapologetically 50 years behind, and they're not trying to change.
Crazy
but I feel like that's, and when you talk about the Southern identity, I definitely feel like that is a Southern thing. No offense to the South, I'm Southern.
And sure, but it's like at what cost? Because for this book, it was to the detriment of the children.
Oh, for sure.
Like now everybody's up.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to talk about who your mother was and who your father was and what their relationship was. And to me, it was just silly. Like a lot of this could have been avoided if y'all just talked about what happened in the home.
Yeah. But I will say, like, I have the same, even now, like as we're sitting here, did the author say in the epilogue or anything what year it was that we were in? Because I felt that way too. It was like, while there were some modern themes, it was, the language was killing me, the southernness, the taboo. Like, where are we? Because in 2025, reading this, like, I did not have that reference and I absolutely needed it. But as far as challenging some of the ideas of the Southern identity, there were definitely, I think, a mix of characters. That's kind of the thing. You had some of your characters that reinforced it for sure. Like that Southern, we don't talk about this is not acceptable. We do these things or we barter certain things and everybody kind of knows, but we don't talk about it. So I feel like there was definitely some balance. there where we got a mix of characters that challenged that Southern identity, and we got a mix, and we had the other side of it, the characters that reinforced it. Like, no, this is what it is. Like, Genesis was girl, please. Like,
Girl.
completely reinforced.
It's just a phase. Girl.
Just a
That
phase
is
was
not
crazy.
a-
It's
that
not
is
a
not a
phase.
phase.
Your
Out of
man is
control.
gay.
Your
So
man is
gay.
gay.
He likes men.
But
He
that's
likes
the thing, though.
men.
I
It's-
think
that's the way
that
it
I'm
is.
telling you, there are, and again, not for nothing, I'm very Southern, love the South. For me, I was like, oh, this could have been written yesterday. Like, I mean, so there was no part of me that thought it was, oh, this time period, it feels dated, this and that. Okay, maybe not 2025, but it could have been 2018. Like, it would have been it sounds to me like it was written in recent times. Like, it does not feel like, oh, it was based in like 1950 something.
But
And
the
maybe
only,
like-
but the only pushback to that, and we'll get to it, but those letters,
Yeah, it was the
I
letters.
felt like I was reading fucking Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, the letters.
But
are
that's the
super
thing,
good.
though. If their parents-
Hism, I was about to go. Like, what are we?
That was
Because that would have been their
What's going
parents.
on?
Their parents would have been in a Southern. What was this, like Louisiana? Was
This
it
was
Mississippi?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Carolina.
Same difference. Okay, if we are,
She said, "Ooh."
okay, if we're in the South in the because I'm thinking about, again, like, I always refer back to my family, my dad and his siblings, my grandmother. Like I said, my granddad he didn't know how to read. So we're not, you know what I'm
We're
saying?
not
So
that
it's not like
far.
we're not that far removed. Okay, and my parents were born in the 50s. They was like, my mom was born like in like 52 or 53, something like that. Let me stop putting her age out there.
Hold on, but we family. I
So
didn't know.
again, yeah, we
really could not.
No,
read.
we're
No,
not.
we're
No,
not.
we're not so far. We're not
We
far
are not.
removed from.
Because the
That
illiteracy
letter-
is what God.
Yeah,
did.
I'm saying the literacy, that's why I'm like, hey, so yeah, that definitely could have been. These people were in 2018 because they on cell phones. Like, I do typically look at like the technology to try to, date a book, but it was very telling of the time. And I'm like, no, all of that seemed real to me. And even like the mindsets of it,
Yeah.
everything. And again, the South just feels,
Yeah.
it's the South, which is why I think that's that struggle of, is home this land that has so many bad memories? There was no growth there. It does feel like way back when. I don't love that part of it, but there is this part of you that's like, well, it also sort of made me who I am. So I want to go back there. We do actually own this land. There's value in that land. Do we sell it? You have some siblings that are like, oh no, they only see it as a dollar sign, and others see it as legacy, heritage. But if your heritage is tied to pain, that's the battle. And I do feel like that is something that you see a lot of times in the South.
But I felt like some of the siblings could have taken it to another level, like especially with Cece. Cece, like, you had the opportunity. You left,
She could
and
have
then you
been
became a
great.
lawyer. And for
And
you,
chose not to help.
that part,
She knew her daddy was illiterate.
Yeah.
that part.
She knew these folks did not know nothing
So
about
be
these
too busy.
legal documents.
And
And to simply be like, no.
I don't have time. And then to have the audacity, after that, to have the audacity for this to be your plan, like, this is your out, like, the audacity of you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, oh, this is the thing that's gonna save you after you didn't even have the time to
Read a letter to
read-
your father
Yeah,
who does not
absolutely
know
not.
how to read.
Yeah, absolutely not, sis.
Oh, yeah.
But she's trash.
Because
But
I feel
we'll-
like
we'll
the
get
whole
into that.
family could have taken it to another level. Like, I understand that you wanted to get away from it, but get away from it. But the thing is, like, how do we get better? I felt like they did a lot of disservice to themselves because they had a lot of
100%.
opportunity to establish more, make more of that land, make it better. I understand that your father was
The king.
correct, and he made decisions and all
That got on my
But
nerves.
my thing is like, okay, Dad, this is how you saw it, and that's how you did it. Let's elevate it. My thing is, none of y'all elevated the situation.
Right.
Y'all let it continue to go down. And it was like, you all got the education because Junior, you went to college. You're a superintendent or a principal, whatever, out of school. Toki, you're a teacher. I'll give
Cece was a lawyer.
Cece's a lawyer. Mance, you're the only one. Mance, you're the carpenter of it all. You learned that.
There's so much skill in that, though.
That's
even there, like, yeah.
So, but the rest of them, Cece, you're a lawyer. You could have done the paperwork of it all, and then between Junior and Toki, depending on what you guys were teaching or what you learned at school, you could have elevated the land. You could have done more with the land. Where James was like, they just lent it out to people so they could make some money off the land. They weren't utilizing it. But I agree with James. They didn't utilize their land to the services that they could have gotten back from it. But what James was trying to do, I didn't agree with that. But elevating it, correct. Like, why didn't y'all do that? Y'all just is like, I gotta go. I gotta leave the kingdom. The kingdom is not for me.
Sitting on 200 acres.
Like, 200 acres
is crazy. When they said that, and like, so I kind of agreed, but to an extent. So I'm gonna go back for a second, talk about legacy, because everybody has this thing with legacy, but don't we get to decide what that means, right? Like what legacy means to me might not mean what it meant to my dad. You know what I'm saying? 60 years ago. And that's okay.
It is.
Like, that's okay, right? Because my thing was, and I could be wrong, but sell the land. If there's a corporation that's if they're willing to give you $2 million, like, then they're willing to give you $200 million. Like, run it. Yes, run it. We're gonna, the 2 million pissed me off because I'm like, first of all, it's 10 of them.
And it wasn't even 2 million.
And 2 million ain't enough.
20,000.
Yeah, like
40,000 for 5 acres.
So it was like when he offered him that 2 million, that to me upset me because that's like a slap in the face, right? Like, that's the ignorance is like, oh, you expect me to take 2 million.
200
acres. But there's 10 of us. So like even that 2 million ain't nothing.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And not saying I'm exaggerating. What was there? 4 siblings?
Four.
4 siblings.
There's
right?
a lot of them.
So
At
2 million.
You bought one car. You ain't
2
put
million.
like nobody.
That's
You ain't did
500. Like that.
nothing.
Y'all not doing that with 500K for real. Like.
And it's
That's
really not
that
right because,
was
with
big
the uncle,
money.
you include the uncle.
So
It was sorry.
legacy for me is, it's not this cookie cutter thing. It's not this one thing. And I think that was the part that frustrated me the most, is that it almost made it seem like the only way to continue legacy or honor legacy was to continue to do just this.
Just
like
enough.
in the same way.
Right.
Yes. Like, not make it bigger or better, not do.
Legacy could be opportunity.
Yes.
So what I did, what I built is going to give you the opportunity
Yes.
to do something more. So whether it is develop this land and you put some condos on here, you do some little
Right.
beach rental, whatever this, that, or whether it's you take that money and run and go build something else.
Right. Go buy land
If
somewhere
you
else
are
or
doing something with what I built, created, started for you, that's the legacy. The legacy is the opportunity. Do something with it. If you wasted it, so y'all just sitting here, well, we're doing the same thing you did year after year after year. I do see how that's almost disrespectful to the legacy
like
of what could have
And
been.
honestly, it was
could've
a
been.
slave mentality too.
Yep.
Because what got me was when they were trying to go through the legality of like who owned land and who inherited the land, they were going off of
how it was passed down.
What do they call it? The air.
And like that.
There was no paperwork. There was no
and I
paperwork.
was just like,
There was-
y'all, like, it was just very upsetting and sad to see that it's like,
You didn't
why are we
legalize it.
still in this? Because even the fact that when King passed, he didn't have a will. He was just going off of, okay, so my family had the whatever the air property, air tax, whatever they were
It was like
going
basically
off of.
like passed down by word of mouth.
And it's like,
basically what it
no,
was.
like, we don't have, like, I get it. Our ancestors did that because that's what we had to do. But we don't
Which
have
was
to live
crazy
like this
because they had 2
anymore.
lawyers. Like Ellie was a lawyer,
Exactly.
Cece
Like,
was a
how
lawyer.
come
Like, why
nobody
y'all don't have
said
paperwork
this shit is
drafted?
bullshit. Like, this
Yeah.
air quality, whatever, that
also
means
real.
nothing.
But that's a
means
real thing. That's why a lot of
nothing.
people have end up losing family there because some families did actually get their 40 acres and a mule, but they didn't know how to hold on to it because it's so-and-so and cousin Sissy and them, they got it and they pass it and nobody knows
There's no
for
paperwork.
sure. No, there's no paperwork. So there's somebody on the outside comes in with paperwork. All you got to do is find one person. One person
And the
to
most
sign.
ignorant of them all.
Yes. And then now somebody else got it. We're getting evicted. What do you mean evicted? My family has lived here forever and then now they're out. I mean, that's the truth of the matter is that has happened an ungodly number of times. Because again,
You're
because truthfully,
absolutely
some
right.
people there was several people that did get their 40 acres and a mule and it was end up being stolen from them in various ways.
Yeah.
It's just upsetting.
It's very upsetting.
So pairing 2, we have the Empress 1908. It is
the color.
Yeah, a royal
purplish.
purple. It's very cute. So we're pairing this with salami and goat cheese. And goat cheese is my favorite of the cheese.
I know we love goat cheese.
A goat. Yeah, I love a goat cheese.
It's still very much smelling like rubbing alcohol, though. I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, it's gin, babe. So yeah.
Here's the thing, not for nothing. This is the gin that I like to use with my French 75s.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
What's in the French 75?
That's Prosecco, gin, and pineapple, or is
Lemon
it lemon?
juice.
Okay, yeah. It's like an elevated mimosa, if you want to film.
Oh, okay. So if we have some left over, we probably should sample that post recording.
There's definitely some simple syrup and some things in there
Yeah,
where we
we
can make
can-
that
we can
happen.
put a
Some
little
simple
something
syrup, some
together.
lemon juice, Prosecco. And...
We'll report back to y'all on that one.
Right.
So, all right. So our goat cheese and salami are excellent pairings with Empress, as the savory, fatty flavors of the salami complement the gin's botanical notes, while the creamy goat cheese balances the spirit's acidity, creating a sophisticated and satisfying combination. How are we feeling?
Okay, not for nothing. The Empress, like, it did not burn. I was like, the way it smelled,
I like
I was
that. That's
afraid, but
good.
just tasting it, I'm like, okay, Empress, I see you trying to come in smooth.
Oh, the Empress is good.
And me and my little goat cheese charcuterie over here.
This pairing is definitely giving for
This
me.
is cute. Yeah, I like this a lot.
The Empress is good. The goat cheese is good.
Okay, so getting back into our discussion, as y'all know, we have a lot of very strong opinions about what's going on here. So, siblings had pretty much drifted apart in their adulthood. So, as we've talked about, once they all got grown, they said, all right, this is ridiculous. We're about to move. We're leaving, right? So, what do you think is the biggest contributing factor to the drifting amongst the siblings? So there's 4 of them. So just to get our listeners, if you haven't read the book, we definitely recommend you read the book before listening to this full podcast. So stop now.
Right.
If you have not read it, I advise you to stop and read and then come back to it. So siblings, we have Cece. What's her full name? Cicely?
Sicily.
We have Junior, King Junior. We have Mertz, and then we have Toki. So those are the four siblings. So what do we feel like is the contributing factor to them leaving each other?
They had too many secrets that they didn't share with each
Just
other.
secrets. So they must not be talking. Because, or maybe it's just that, we're just going to check in. I feel like they all did talk to their dad, but.
They loved King down.
Right.
They loved their dad.
When you have, if you're not talking regularly, it is very easy to keep secrets. And so you just, check in. Oh, hey, so how's dad doing? Hey, how's the weather? Hey, say hey to the nieces for me. And you don't have to have real conversations. So you're able to keep who you really are in your current life and everything like that. Like I said, all the secrets away from them, away from, your siblings. And before you know, you just... we don't even talk. Well, which is weird because I also felt like the two that worked at the same school
weren't even close.
Yeah, Toki and Judy, they also were like, I'm like, well, I do think though that she knew his secret. She knew that he was gay.
Knew they were gay because Ethan Mance was like, oh yeah, that
tracks. Yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
The fact that they just were not speaking to each other is like what allowed like the secret to be, for them allowed to keep the secrecy, and which just kept them drifting further and further apart. Because just like you have to, once you become adults, you have to go out of your way to have friendships. You also have to go out of your way to keep those sibling relationships. You know what I mean? You know, as you get older, and I mean, it's
effort. Maybe not go out of your way per se, but you have to put forth some.
You got to make some kind of effort.
Yeah, there has to be some effort for sure.
It's just like any relationship, friendship, platonic or romantic relationship. There's always an effort that needs to be made, even with your siblings, with your parents. Any relationship, you have to make an effort. And with them, I felt like all of their secrets took away from them having a relationship because they all wanted something different, and I don't know why they couldn't communicate to each other. Like, what was the big thing that kept them apart, which I couldn't understand?
It was the shame. Because even when, and we already gave y'all the spoiler alert, so we don't want to hear it on social media.
Lex is like, listen.
Because even when Cece ended up telling her truth to Toki, the fact that Toki was just like, oh, okay. Wait, what? Like, why was there all of this, like, build up if your sibling was just going to be like, oh, well, period. Okay. Like, that's fucked up that you embezzled all this money and you fucking this man.
Whatever.
To save yourself. But, like, she literally said, okay.
There was and that.
It was the shame of it all and the fear of the shame that they would get because they were raised the way they were raised. And it was to hide, to not tell too much. Whatever happened in the household, happened in the household. You better not tell nobody else what's going on in this house, what's going on with you. If you're down, if you're feeling depressed, don't say nothing, because King lost his wife, the love of his life. And the fact that his kids didn't even know her name
is...
So right there sets a precedent of we don't show our emotion. We don't talk about our feelings. If you're going through some hard shit, guess what? Here is not the place to talk about it. It all starts at home.
How did they not know their mama's name? I was so like waiting for...
I didn't understand that part either.
I was like, well, is she not the mom? Like, did he kill her? Like, did she leave? Like, what happened? I did not understand
and that is the thing. So if you are, like I said, I guess it is a shame. So, and if you are trying to keep secrets, you have to stop. You have to limit your conversations with people. Because if you have a secret,
trained to say,
if you are, at some point, as if we talking all the time, at some point it's going to slip. So I definitely have to limit my communication with you if there's stuff that I'm trying to keep from you.
I think it's the generation too. Like you said, the shame, but it's pride. The other biggest thing is pride. Like, they don't want to show anything negative. They don't want to show anything bad. It's always they're very prideful. And then you have to hide the bad stuff and only show the good. And so I think that's another reason, like, from what happened with King and Hazel, their relationship and what transpired in it, that once again, it's the pride, it's the shame. You know, you have to hide stuff. And now the kids are finding, what if there were never letters? You would have never had answers.
We'll never know.
You know? I'm not a writer, people. I'm not a writer. So my kids aren't going to find no letter saying when mom dies, like, you know.
I'm going to tell them, though. I'm going to tell them. My secret died with me.
And I be airing it out. Like, no, I talk to my son a lot. Like, I don't tell him everything.
Of course.
But, you know, like, I tell
he
him,
needs to
I'm
know.
starting to give him a little bit of insight into me before I was your mother. Like, right? Before I was your mom, I was a person. Like, I had a whole life. Like, I understand. I can relate because this is an experience I had. This is a conversation
and
I
I love
had. This
that.
is you know what I mean? Like, this is something that happened because I think there's value in that, so that when I do have to come at you hard or threaten to punch you in the throat, you understand.
Because I've done it.
It's because been there, done that.
Yeah.
When I have to check you, like, hey, you not running game because y'all not doing nothing new. Been there,
I wrote
done
the
that.
game. Like, you.
Yeah, like,
But
let me-
also, that's so important.
I can actually tell you how to do it and get away with it, because the fact that we're having
You're
a
doing it
conversation,
all wrong.
you're doing it all wrong. That's why we're even having the conversation. If you were doing it correctly, I wouldn't even know.
But I think that's super important. Like, I feel like kids, they put their parents on a pedestal.
Absolutely.
And I think that was case in point in this book. those kids love their daddy down. The king was the king in all parts of their life. They loved their daddy down to the point where they could not even humanize him.
Yes.
And I think that's why I like what you said, because it's important for, obviously, like, once you're in that part where you can, like, talk to your kids for real about what's going on. But that's important to humanize yourself, to understand that, like, yeah, I'm your mom, but also your mama was this way, or your mama was out here doing this, or your daddy was, yes, we were also 22.
Yes.
We were 21. In fact, we were 18 years old. So we understand. And I think that's what was missing. I feel like if the children in this book would have been able to humanize their father and humanize their mother, they could have coped better with what was going on, because they held them as such high.
They just viewed them as parents and parents.
Like supernatural superheroes.
Yes, like they couldn't do no wrong. It's like, no.
And that's important. It's very important. And I think, like, there was a time when my son shared with me that there was a song we were listening to, and he was like, this is how I felt about you. Like, and I was like, what do you mean? So it was basically saying that, like, oh no, my mom, there's nothing that my mom can do. Like, what do you mean? Like, anything, like, whatever it is, my mom is a superhero. I just gotta call my mama. Like, there's nothing. And I'm like, okay, and that's fair for the most part. Yeah, if I can, like, but it got to a point where he understood that I'm still just a person and there are limits on my superpowers as well, right? Like, and so I'm very intentional about sharing those human moments with him, because, right, not only does it show that you're human and you're going through things and you're trying to deal with things, but it allows them to know that it's okay for them to be human as well. Because I think a lot of these kids, they don't, especially now with social media being what it is, and there's definitely a balance of, like, negative BS on social media now. But when everybody is just broadcasting the positive, the up, and you don't see when people are having their moments, their quiet moments to themselves, or when they're struggling with their life decisions or all the things. Like, people are not posting about that so much, like maybe a little bit, but it's not the majority of the content that's out there. Right. But
I'm out here making mom looking easy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, y'all thought momming was,
and it's not. It's kind of like, I'm concerned right now. Like, you've been at work all day. Like, you ain't checked it. Everything good. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a thing. But,
and not for nothing, like, can we give a shout out to King for being, like, a single father who all his kids was like, oh no, it's almost like the fact, okay, I hate that they didn't even know their mom's name.
It was so
but
subtle.
The fact that they didn't miss having a mom. I mean, they did in a way, I'm sure, but apparently King was doing his thing. Like, they was, oh no, Dad had it. Like, we didn't miss nothing. We was out here. We learned some skills. We out here. We woodworking. We done went to college. We got degrees.
Professional.
He helping out other people. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
King was a king, y'all. Like, I don't know what y'all daddy doing. My daddy had it. Like,
and it's so important to me. Like, anytime I'm here for, yes, Black man. Because it's so, everyone wants to paint, this picture of angry Black man. And, there's all these negative things that are out there. I do appreciate that and I respect that. And I, like, when we went and had the little author talk, and I was like, I respect and I appreciate you showing that Black men do know how to love, and they do know how to care, and they do have feelings, and they are people as well. I love that. It was very subtle. We get
all the time is, oh, Black men, they
have baby, they make babies, and they just
they not around, and this and that, and I mean, not for nothing. I don't know what nobody else doing. Let me tell you, but Mr. Salty Dog, all of his children,
you're not salted.
All of his children.
Let me tell you
that he for Amaya, whoever she ended up being with, I mean, again, her father has set a very high bar.
Yeah.
Expectations are very high. And for Dante and Devin, expectations are high for them because they're like, oh, this is what I got to live up to. They're like, oh, okay. Which, hey, you see the example, meet it,
But that's also why I wish King would have shown all sides of him because they would have respected. They already respected the hell out of it. Like nobody could talk bad about their dad to them. And that's beautiful. But I feel like if he was able to show how he was madly in love with their mom or how he was a gangster at times, like bopping people on the side of that head, like, I feel like
that
all
sledgehammer, it was very subtle. And that's what I do.
I feel like that. They would have, like, that is important. And I wish they would have been able to get that part of King from King rather than from the grave. Because the respect would have been even more so.
Right. And I understand that it's painful to discuss the past. Like, that's his love. That was the love of his life. Like, he walked her all the way,
held her in his
arms from when she
see, like,
girl. I was just like, what?
That's love.
What now?
Right. From the
hospital bed.
From the hospital?
Yes.
From the hospital bed.
So I feel like he showed a lot, and I really wish that he would have shared that with his children. Because, like, even with my kids, like, I love their father. Like, I love me some Jeff. And, you know, my kids be like, there ain't another out there like that, Mom. Like, my son be like, I wish I could find what I have. I even had my neighbor. He's a 26-year-old that came. He's visiting from out of town. And, you know, we were talking and I just brought up, oh, we're celebrating our anniversary. How many years, Miss Stephanie? And I tell him all this stuff. And he was just like, I was like, yeah, that's my boo. I said, that's my boo, Jeff. And he was just like, I want to love like yours, Miss Stephanie. He was like, there ain't nothing out there like that. I was like, really? And so it's like hearing people say that. And it's just like, I don't know, for me, when you see it and you have it, I grasp onto it. Like, I don't care if I was young when I grasped onto mine and I don't regret it. Where some people, it takes them a lifetime to find that. So with King, I'm going to shout to the rooftop about my love for Jeff to my kids. So I wish King would have done that with Hazel because it was such a love there that,
it was
it was. And then it's like, I want to be able to share. Is it hurtful? It is hurtful. Like, she died giving birth to my last child. Like, oh my God. But all that she gave me while she was here, share that part of her with them because you had it. They don't have it and they don't have anything to go by.
Right.
And you want your children to remember the woman that you remembered, the love that you gave her and what she gave to your family.
And even them seeing that side of him, like they didn't
even see the
know
loving
that
side.
he was that loving and he was that, you know what I mean? Like they didn't get to see that side of him. And I think, again, right, Black man, we love you, Black man. Like, that's important. It's important. Let me take a sidebar and shout out to the way y'all love y'all Black men. Like,
but also the Black girls too, because
listen.
me and my dad are locked in.
Now listen, before
okay.
me and my dad, like growing up, we like definitely butted heads, but only because we were so much alike. Like, I miss my daddy. Like, once I got older and we got to a place where I understood being a parent and what that means, him understanding and respecting me as a parent, like it was that common ground that we didn't have growing up because it was just, I'm the parent, you're the child. But once I had Chris, like it definitely got to a point where there was a mutual respect, like, oh, I get it because I'm a parent. And then he also like, I know that you get it and I respect that you get it because you're a parent now. And there's nothing that you won't do for that life that you brought into this world. I miss my daddy. Like, man, if he was here, like right now, like we would be having some good ass conversations because the way of the world today is insane. But anyway, I digress. I love how y'all love y'all Black men. Like, I love that. I respect that. And it's super cool. Like, I don't know that love. I want to love like that too when I grow up. I want to love like that when I grow up. Like, it's super dope. Like, it's super dope.
I 100% agree. Because, I mean, seriously, like, me and my dad, there definitely was. I was like, well, why you just going to be an a-hole? But then, like, once I had kids, I was like, Oh, it wasn't that you. Hey, you was a parent.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you, Daddy. These kids off the chain. We agree. So again, like my dad, that's my favorite person. Well, I mean, him and Alvin, they about neck and neck. No, but for sure, definitely love Alvin, and I do think that it's important for my kids to see the good, the bad, and I mean, they see it also. Yeah, sometimes they see us snapping at each other. Yeah. And sometimes, but then they'll see us also like, we be snapping one minute and they be like, okay, but for real, like, what we finna have for dinner? Because I mean, we bounce right back. And they also see me, sometimes I be like saying like little nasty stuff and they be like, ew. Hey, don't worry about what we got going on.
It's grown.
You got here.
Say it again, Lex. Say it again.
Right.
You think a stork dropped you off at the door?
Right. We was okay.
My man.
That part.
Don't worry about me. Daddy doing it here, you know. And again, I try to show them all parts because I want them to have a healthy relationship and know that, I mean, yeah, love is beautiful, it's great, but sometimes it's hard. Like, yes, I've been married like, almost 30 years, whatever, but every single one of them days was work. Like, some days more work than others. But every day I choose him every day. And and sometimes it's this. Some days it's great and some days it's not so great, but every day we finna do it together. Yeah.
I tell you, where we ain't gonna do it is apart. So work it out. We got options. You need to go upstairs. I'll go downstairs. What you want to do? Like, I'll see you in the morning.
You need an hour.
You need a day. You need a couple hours. Like, what you need? Because I'm going to be right here and so are you. So what are we talking about? Like, I love that. Yeah.
Great to start. Outro us.
Yes.
Outro us this.
Okay. So y'all know the vibes.
Y'all know.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. So we always save space for something to sit with, sip on, or carry into your week. A lit challenge to move you, a tougher thought to ground you, or a memorable quote from the book that lingers like a good sip. This time, we're letting the author have the last word, and the quote closeout is, "Not all roots grow deep. Some just twist around secrets." May we all unearth what no longer serves us. That's the tougher thought.
I'm a little mad. Somebody drank all my drinks.
Somebody drank all my
I don't have nothing to share with.
I have something to share. I got some. Pass yours around, Steph. So that's it for this episode of Black Girls Lit Podcast, where women, fine literature, and fine libations always meet. So the words that found you, the pour that held you, and the vision of you that showed up to listen. If it made you think, feel, or clink, pour it forward and make room for someone else at the table. We'll be back next time with Second Chance Christmas by Lori Nelson Spillman. A festive tale of forgiveness, family secrets. Lord Jesus.
We can't more family secrets.
Some more family secrets and the kind of love that can still find its way even under the weight of a few snowflakes and second thoughts. Until then, read boldly and sip slowly.
See y'all in December.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Black Girls Lit Podcast. Join us for our next pour and our next page, Second Chance Christmas by Jacquel J. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and follow.